Local musician Memphis Jones tells me he's always wanted to follow in their footsteps.
As a musician, Beale Street is the holy grail. I mean, Beale Street is the thing that has inspired all of my heroes. So as a musician, I would say Beale Street still has it, still does.
So it's more than just a tourist trap?
So much more. You can tell as soon as you put your feet on Beale, as soon as you breathe the air on Beale, you know you're standing in the middle of greatness. Beale Street is just one of those places. It always has been, always will be.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down, right off of your feet.
So anybody who wants to be considered a good musician, they must ply their trade here. Is
Absolutely.
that it?
This is top in Memphis, the echelon of Memphis musicians. You've got to be the best to play here. This is the face for the entire free world, and people coming from around the world got to get in a long line, man, and they got to stand and they got to pay their dues for a long time before they're invited to a bandstand on Beale.
And of course, given its importance, Elvis must have been here.
Absolutely. Elvis Presley, Memphis history. This is where my heartbeat is right now, Sir Trevor. A white kid singing the blues, but loving the culture where the blues comes from. There is no Elvis without Beale Street. There's no Graceland without Beale Street.
The city of Memphis is still mad about Elvis. He lived here from the age of 13. He made his first records here in Sun Studio. It's now designated a historic landmark.
16 coaches long.
Local musician Amy Laver shows me the studio. She now plays all over the world, but explains how special this place is.
And this
is
the studio?
The studio.
Wow. It's amazing to be here.
I think so. I think it's somewhat of a church for musicians, really. There's not a whole lot to see, obviously, in this room. It's more of what you feel in this room. This ceiling, this wacky design in the ceiling here, that prevents the sound from reflecting directly back down to you. So it's actually, when that door is shut, this is a very dead, still sounding room.
This was the kind of thing that exists in the first studios I ever knew when I started out in radio centuries ago.
Right.
It reminds me of this, and I know what you mean about the sound. So it's really, really sort of very old-fashioned.
It's very old-fashioned. Even still today, I think that people that come in here to record actually sound better.
Really?
Yeah, there's something about this place. The energy of it, I think, makes people better.
And just looking around on the walls here, I mean, there's Elvis.
Yes.
And Jerry Lee Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Cash.
Right.
My
And then in the
goodness.
center there is Carl Perkins.
Yeah.
This is roughly where Elvis stood when he made his earliest recordings, right here. Bob Dylan came here to Sun Studio.
Bob Dylan was
Bob
here as
Dylan
well.
came, but not to record. He wanted to come kiss the X where Elvis stood and made these
I
recordings.
don't believe that people actually marked the spot where he stood.
Absolutely. And you'd still believe that people still kiss that X every day.
I don't believe it.
They really do. And initially, as the story goes, Sam had first had Elvis facing into the control room where Sam Phillips would man the ship, so to speak, from in there.
Yeah.
But Elvis, the Elvis that we all think we know as being the most confident, hip-shaking guy in the world, apparently would get terrified singing to Sam Phillips in that window. So he moved Elvis here to
And
sing
he faced the other way.
facing his band.
Walking down by the river, he'd take me there by the hand. We'd watch that sunset on that river, just me and my man. Just me.
By day, people come in their hundreds to salute the memory of the legends who played here. Come the evening, and it reverts to being a recording studio for artists like Amy. I look in on one recording session. Memphis is always seeking to build on its reputation as one of the innovative music capitals of the world. In this city, you will frequently hear a fusion of country, jazz, and blues.